Hi there. Well, today is Wednesday, November the 26th, and it's my pleasure to bring the most recent update for the city of Belleville as we deal with the COVID-19 pandemic. And I am today at Runway Bridal, where we just had an official grand reopening for this business. And we'll speak a little bit more about that a little bit later on. But it's great to see another business person choose to stay in downtown Belleville and offer more of those services. Um, in the last 3 weeks, we've had about 40 cases, 40 new cases of COVID-19 in our Prince Edward Hastings Health Unit. So those numbers are obviously concerning. And at the same time, we've seen record numbers of daily case counts in the province of Ontario. And so it's just reminding us that we're not through COVID yet, and we have to continue to be careful. Currently, Prince Edward Hastings is one of those green zones. The scale in Ontario goes from green to yellow to orange to red and then to lockdown or gray. But we're in a green zone, and depending on how those case numbers work out, we may be going to what's called the yellow zone. Typically, when those decisions are made, it's made by the provincial government, and they're announced on a Friday for a Monday implementation. So we will wait and see until tomorrow to see what the situation is with us. There's a process that they have to evaluate cases that are dropping off and cases that are new. But it is, if we do move to the yellow zone, it doesn't mean that we will see a bunch of clampdowns on the activities we have. Moving from green to yellow is a sign that you should be careful. You want to have increased vigilance about the fact that COVID-19 is in your community and can spread. So we will see what happens this week. The number one thing we can do is take those precautions. Take precautions about where you expose yourself, where you're traveling to, and whatnot. Let's remember that the most important thing that we can do are those three areas we've been talking about since the very beginning: wash your hands, social distance, and when you can't social distance, have a mask on. It's really, really important that we practice that, especially as we see those case counts in our region. But on top of that, all the area mayors and Dr. Oglass from our health unit are calling for people not to go and do non-essential travel. So what that means is don't travel to one of those red zones or orange zones or a lockdown community unless you absolutely have to because of your work or because of school or because of medical attention or whatever your needs are. And don't have anyone come to our community. And so with respect to that, the city of Belleville is also walking the talk on that. We have revised our usage policy for the Quinte Sports and Wellness Center, for Glanmore National Historic Site, and for our community halls that are used. For example, Parkdale Community Hall is being used by the Quinte Sports and Wellness Center as an extra facility for them to conduct their classes in. And what we've done now is we've restricted usage of our facilities only to people who are in green and yellow zones similar to us. So if you're in an orange zone or if you're in a red zone or a lockdown area, we're not allowing you to rent our ice. We're not allowing you to use our swimming pool. We're not allowing you to do pickleball or take the classes or go to Glanmore House. And that's done as a precaution for our residents and also to discourage non-essential travel, because going to Glanmore National Historic Site is not an essential activity. And if you are in a red zone or an orange zone or a lockdown zone, there's no need for you to come now. You can postpone that until things are better. So, again, we have record numbers in the province of Ontario, and our advice is to protect yourself. We can't do much about everybody else, but we can protect ourselves and how we expose it. And let's continue to be careful and do it for each other. Um, you know, Regardless of what happens next week or in the weeks ahead, I just want to assure everybody that the city of Belleville has taken precautions to ensure all of our operations continue. And you can rest assured that just like the spring, we will continue to provide the services that Belleville residents rely on. Next week, December the 1st, we will be having our 2021 capital budget. And the capital budget deals with our roads, our buildings, our vehicles, all of the items that are construction related or physical related. So we deal with our programming in the spring, but we're doing our capital budget now. And we do it in November so that we can get bids out or tenders out for people to bid on and get the best prices. So whether it's a $5.6 million road reconstruction, or it's about getting replacement pickup trucks for people in environmental services, those are the longer we have to have an opportunity to buy those things, the better the pricing we get. So we will have our meeting this year, a couple weeks later than we did in 2019, but on December the 1st. And I'll give you some news after that about what City Council's approved for next year. By and large, it is still a budget which is going to be investing in our community. We're not falling behind, but it is going to be a little bit different this year with COVID-19. As I said, I'm here at Runway Bridal, and Brooke Miller is the owner of this business, and she's been the owner for 10 years. She had a location elsewhere in downtown Belleville. She's moved to this brand new location, and she wants to remind everybody that we're still having weddings. We can still, a city of Belleville, we can still issue marriage licenses while our building is open. But you can also still get married, and there are activities. And those brides that are going to be having weddings in the future can certainly come and schedule an appointment to look at dresses, try them on. They're open 6 days a week and by appointment only. And you can go onto their website, and the website address is right here on the screen. You can go on there and book online for an appointment, and you can also call her. And so Brooke Miller is a wonderful person. We're so glad that she's part of our downtown business community, and we wish her lots of luck in her new location. Very quickly, just a couple of updates. The Festival of Lights and our downtown experience is going very, very well, and we encourage people to get out. The Festival of Lights this year is a little bit more spread out to prevent gathering opportunities, to keep it safe for COVID-19. And if you are so ambitious, you can actually walk the 5-kilometer route, or you can drive it and see it. And remind everybody to bring something for the Gleaners Food Bank or the Children's Toy Drive if you are out. Also, a big thank you to the Chamber of Commerce and all the volunteers and everybody that helped make the Reverse Santa Claus Parade such a success on Sunday. Earlier this week at Belleville City Council, we did our final tributes to former Councillor Patricia Culhane, who passed away suddenly a couple of weeks ago. And we presented her family with a number of mementos, including this triangle boxed flag. This flag flew at half staff at City Hall in recognition of Pat Culhane's service to the city of Belleville, and we presented that to her family along with a number of other things. It was very emotional and moving, tribute opportunity, but all of us were touched by Pat, and we extend our condolences to her family and our community. And then the last thing I want to talk about today is just the fact that yesterday, City Council got together to cut the ribbon for the final stage of the Bell Boulevard reconstruction project. Very ambitious $21 million Bell Boulevard and Sydney Street reconstruction project. We started that on April the 1st this year through this COVID pandemic, worked our way through it, and Gordon Barr and Sons Construction completed all of the work along Bell Boulevard, including in the Sydney Street intersection. So well over a month ahead of schedule, and with minimal disruption. And it's fantastic to drive on there. We have an active transportation path, and we have bike lanes as well. And then later this spring, in spring of 2021, they will restart the work on Sydney Street. But in the meantime, they've done a terrific job, and we thank them for that. That's it for today's update for the city of Belleville. I hope everybody stays safe, and I will be back in touch next week with some news from the city of Belleville as we deal with the COVID-19 outbreak.